James Patterson, Dolly Parton, welcome to The Daily Show.
Well, hello, Trevor. How are you?
I could not be in a better place because you realize I am talking to two of the most successful people in the fields that they do anything in. I mean, James Patterson, you've written books that have gone around the world. I mean, hundreds of millions of people have consumed them. Dolly Parton, we're familiar with your music. I grew up listening to it with my mom. Like, we'd be driving around in our like Volkswagen Beetles singing to your songs with Kenny Rogers, and I would like sing your part. My mom would do Kenny Rogers. Let's
hear you do her part now, Trevor.
You can't sing Dolly Parton to Dolly Parton, James. Don't put me on the spot. Run, Rose, Run. It's not dark, but it's thrilling. I mean, it's a really different side to the music industry than I think what a lot of people would have expected. You know, James, I maybe would have expected something like this from you, but Dolly Parton, what made you think, you know what, I'm gonna show you guys maybe another world in music that you might not be familiar with? And yes, it's fiction, but at the same time, it touches on some of the themes that people have encountered in music.
Well, it does. And like I say, I knew all about the business, and I'd never written a novel before. I've written books, written children's books, and so I know what it's like to kind of write. But I had often thought I'd like to write a novel when I was older. And so when James presented me with this, I thought, yes, why would James Patterson even be searching me out? And I thought, why? He don't need me. Look at what all he's done. But it made complete sense when he told me what the book was going to be about, and I knew I really could.
Because, you know, I mean, Dolly came out of the hills of Tennessee, and I came out of sort of a similar situation in upstate New York. And the character in the book also, I mean, we were both kind of million-to-one shots, and the character in the book is a million-to-one shot. She's very talented, Annie Lee Keys, but that doesn't mean you're going to make it.
But also her story, everybody has a story when they come to town. Everybody's got to pass their childhood and how they grew up. And everybody's story is you know, different. Everybody's life is a soap opera. And so it's really about her story. She was running to something. She loved the music, but she was running from something. And so I knew that I could write great songs like all the bad people in town, like Snakes in the Grass, about the bad managers and things, the guys that because I've experienced a lot of that myself.
You know, when we met, so I go back home, and 2 days later, I had some notes on for Dolly to react to. She sent me notes on the outline, and she sent me the lyrics for 7 songs.
Well, I got right on
2 days.
I had said to him, I said, now look, I'm not the kind of person that if we're going to work together, I'm not going to just put my name on a book. You know, if you put my name, if I don't really work.
Right,
and I thought, how am I going to contribute the most to it? And then one day I thought, well, I write songs and I know these stories, and I would love to write a book. I mean, an album about these situations and the characters in the movie. So it just seemed to fall so natural, and it just really helped us both, I think. So it was just such a magical thing.
It worked very quickly. It was kind of like a TV show where every week we would have another episode or another 2 or 3 chapters to mess around with.
And I really enjoyed it because it just seemed to work so well together. It was fun.
I tell you what, the best thing of all, we really become really good friends.
Yeah, we did.
You know, for my birthday, she sang "Happy Birthday" to me over the telephone.
I mean, that's all of it.
Well,
it was great.
That's everything. The book is already a success in your world just because of that. Actually, James, from your side, you worked with President Bill Clinton writing a book together. Now, you're a successful author on your own. I mean, this is what you do. You're one of the most beloved authors around the world. But now when you're writing with somebody who has their own points of view, who has their own fan base, who has their own style, I'd love to know how you find a way to meld those two worlds, you know? And the second part of that question is, what were the biggest differences between writing with Dolly Parton and Bill Clinton?
Well, the biggest difference between Dolly's a much better singer, and Bill's a better sax player, I think. You play the sax?
He does play sax, no.
Unless she plays the sax.
Not like Bill Clinton.
You know, they were both great to work with, and they're both friends. I mean, it's really, that's the most precious thing to me about both of the relationships. But the authenticity that the president brought, and then the authenticity that we worked on in terms of Run, Rose, Run. And no egos. There was never any bumps in the road, ever, not one, no bumps.
But I think people are...
Except that she says I can't sing. I didn't like that.
Well, you can't sing, and let's just move on from there. But I know that for a fact, but he can write. But I really think people are enjoying this book, or going to enjoy it, because I think, like you said earlier, they love to see the inside and the stories of these people. some of the stories behind
Yeah,
the scenes
yeah.
of what Nashville is kind of like. Kind of gives them an insight into the business end of it, not just the entertainment side.
You know, James, last we spoke, we talked about your family foundation and how, you have scholarships and how you get books out to kids and to just people who want to read, and it's really important to you. Dolly, I didn't know why you got into it. I've always known you as a philanthropist. I've always known you as somebody who loves giving back and, loves getting kids reading and loves donating books, but I didn't know why you got it. Is it true that your father couldn't read, and so you said, you know what, not only is this important to me, but I think it should be important to everybody to be literate?
I absolutely started the Imagination Library because of my father, who I loved to death. And he seemed to always be embarrassed and kind of almost crippled, that he couldn't read. And he thought he couldn't read after he was grown. But my daddy was so smart and so good. And one day I just thought, I'm going to start something where children can learn to read when they're in their young days. That's when they're most impressionable. And I wanted to get my daddy involved with me in it. So my daddy, I took him with me. He helped with all the little things. And he just loved to hear the kids call me the book lady. And I'd say, well, this is my dad. And of course, I didn't say anything about that, but he couldn't read and write at the time. But anyhow, he got to live long enough to see the Imagination Library doing so good. And he was so proud. And so I have to honestly say that's one of the most proud things that I'm proudest of that, as anything I have ever done in my whole career. Because of my daddy and because of the kids.
That is so beautiful. I mean, I'm sure he's proud of you. I'm sure, and I'm glad that he got to see it, as you say, in his lifetime. Yeah. People have been eternally grateful to your organization for this. I remember as a kid, one of the biggest things that changed my life was my mom spent the little money that she had to get me books, which changed my life forever. I was actually surprised to see that, I think it was a Kentucky state legislator who said they don't want some of the books that you were offering because they didn't think it was appropriate for young kids. What do you think some people miss in and around, what kids can or cannot read or how we process what we're reading?
Well, I would never in a million years begin to think that I would choose those books. I don't choose. We have a whole committee of people that choose the books that are made up of parents and all different people. So I would never be so bold as to think I knew what other people's kids should read. But it goes through a whole committee. And so we do the best we can. And I'll let people, fight that out. So I just want to be there for the kids. They're little.
Somebody's
they're
always
from
going to
birth
be
to 5. How hard
something.
can it be? They're not going to be reading Gone with the Wind, So anyway, we'll let people figure that one out. But we do have other people that choose the books, not me.
James, are you going to try your hand at songwriting? Is this bug going to rub off on your side now?
No.
The answer is no. But when I was down here at Vanderbilt, you can't help yourself. So I did when I was down here. I did try to write some songs. It wasn't a good idea.
What do you think? What do you think is actually harder, honestly? Do you think it's harder to write a novel, or do you think it's harder to write a song for you specifically?
Well, for me, no. For me, I can't. No, because I can't write country songs or any other kind of songs.
But I bet you could. You're a writer.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. The novel thing, I've kind of have a groove on it now.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and all kinds of now, because I do the kid stuff and then nonfiction, and so we're. I know what I can do and what I can't do. Let's put it that way.
Dolly, on your side, you've said, and it's crazy that you have wishes that haven't been fulfilled in life yet. But I know one of your wishes is you've said that you wish that Beyonce would cover Jolene. There are over 400 renditions of Jolene, multiple different languages. People have done it, and you said you specifically want Beyonce to do that. Are there any updates? Is there do you know of this happening? And why Beyonce?
No,
Maybe that's even more important.
I don't know if she's even got the message, but wouldn't that be killer? I think she's fantastic and beautiful, and I love her music. I would just love to hear Jolene done in just a big way, kind of like how Whitney did my I Will Always Love You, just someone that can take my little songs and make them like powerhouses. So that would be a marvelous day in my life if she ever does do Jolene.
Dolly, one last thing. You famously donated $1 million for the research that went into helping us get the vaccine for COVID-19. How is it that you've always been on the right side of history? You've said amazing things during the civil rights movement, when many people were far behind. You've said amazing things like, about equality, about women's rights. You've said amazing things now in and around the vaccines. What is the magic of Dolly Parton that you were always on the right side of history?
I just love people. I think we're all God's children. I make no difference in that. I always try to find the God light in everybody. I always keep my ear and eye trained on what's going on. And I saw right away that that pandemic was going to be awful. I just sensed it, and I thought, well, what can I do to maybe help a little bit? So I donated the money to the research, and I'm happy I did. I got a lot more credit than I deserved, but I am very proud of whatever effect that I had on that going on, because it's still going on. But I just kind of be aware and want to help when I can. I think when you get in a position to help, you should.
And the other thing is Dolly does what Dolly does, but having been around her now for a year and a half, she is the smartest person I've ever dealt with.
Oh, please.
So that's a piece of it.
Well, thank you both for the compliments.
James Patterson, Dolly Parton, thank you for your partnership, and thank you so much for taking the time and joining us on The Daily Show.
Thank
and
you.
we
This
just
is very
love
nice.
you. You have a lot of fans too. You've just got that God glow, and I love it. So keep up what you're doing.
Thank you very much. There are a few moments in life that I think my mom would actually consider as me making it. Interviewing Dolly Parton is one of them.
Oh.
Like, of all the things in life, that is it. I'm gonna go back to her and be like, huh, this now? And she'd be like, oh, you did one thing, well done. James, really wonderful seeing you again. Congratulations, guys. It's a fantastic book. Well done.
Thank you so much.
you.
That's very
Thank you so much,
precious.
Dolly. Great meeting you.
Say hi to your mom for me.
I will do, definitely.
Personally. Sending it right to her.
Okay, I'm gonna clip this and send it to her.
All right.
Both the novel and the album, Run, Rose, Run, are available right now.